Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of RaceDayTV, the live show. I'm Mark. That's Ben.
What's up?
John and Mike.
What up, Ben? What up, Mark?
What's going on, guys?
Little John, what's up, brother?
Uncle Mike.
Nephew John.
Shut up.
So what's new, guys?
Why do you always look at me
I
first?
don't know who's going first.
Everyone always looks
Because
at me.
we just literally said, let's discuss the Hudson banquet first.
Yeah.
Literally, but 2 seconds before this thing went live.
John's going to give a recap on the infamous Hudson International Speedway banquet, and we'll see how well our fearless leader, Mr. Bazowski, behaved himself for the night.
At one point in the night, I had to go up to the microphone and ask everybody there to stop buying him alcoholic beverages. Not because he was
five of them in front of me, and I couldn't finish them. I was really
and they're not
tanked.
like
Quitter.
Well, at the other places we went
It was
to,
bad.
White
It was
Russians
bad.
were this big. At this place, they were like this big, you know, and he's got 6 full ones sitting in front of him.
Quitter.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Quitter.
Yeah, he just gave up real quick on that
Just
one.
gave up
But-
real
I
quick.
didn't.
Well,
quit.
actually, I mean, I can't say I didn't encourage that because he's sitting there and he's like, you know when someone's struggling to finish something? And he's like halfway through and there's 3 more full ones lined up. And I was like, you know, you don't have to do that. And he's like, whoa, no, you don't have to. It's going to suck.
There was no foot races this year, though.
There's no
wasn't the room. We
There's
would have
no
done
room.
it.
Did you not see the big hallway on the other side of the
we're not-
place?
we're
It was
not doing
massive.
I was thinking the icy
Trust me,
parking lot.
we're trying to make a good impression on this place, so
It is
maybe
nice.
We can go back again.
It was a cool place.
I haven't been. I'll be there Friday for the Lee banquet.
Oh,
was
thank
was it
God.
really
It's,
nice?
it's real nice. Yeah.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It worked out
It's
well.
not as big as the old venue, but it's a lot cleaner, a lot nicer.
Nice.
and
Fire pit out
staff is
back.
Great.
Nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there was?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't go out there?
No.
It was cold.
Let me guess. Mark was standing out by the fire and he had s'mores.
No, I didn't.
Was there a fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gas. It was
Yeah, it was gas.
fire
Oh, I
pit.
figured to be right out there with the s'mores and just, you know.
I should have.
Yeah,
I
that's
should
got
have.
you written all over it.
But they had really good little like apple tartlet dinners.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was gonna say Christmas tree cakes.
oh, that would be even better.
I've never heard the word tartlet.
That's what they were called. They were small.
Oh, wow.
Christ.
All right, John, fill us in. What's
Yeah,
up?
no, it was very good. I mean, the banquet itself was obviously awesome. We kind of ran ourselves into a corner with timing.
Yeah, it was a little different
Both,
from
like
last
at first
time.
we didn't want to go too early, and then we went, and then we were done early.
But it seemed like people liked it though. It was
Yeah. I mean, normally we do 10 through 4, then dinner, and then the top 3. And this year we got 10 through 2, and I didn't know what to do. So then we did the champions, and then we
Then you
did
ate.
specialty,
Yeah,
and then we ate.
I adjusted the timing for this coming week.
good.
45 dinner's gonna be ready at 45 minutes.
And then everyone was feeding me alcoholic drinks, so I give them free stuff, and it worked.
It did work.
It wasn't as bad as usual though.
No.
It was Actually, I think this is the worst. I think
Really?
ever.
Really?
That
I don't-
was the
No,
most I've
I
ever
remember a
given
couple
out.
years ago.
I
No, a
I
couple years
remember
ago
you
Hudson
giving
was
away,
bad.
a
What?
lot of stuff.
What did I give away last time? I remember this time I gave away.
You were giving away like rides and race car, like dwarf car races. I'm not gonna say the name because then they'll remember and take you up on it.
I don't own the series anymore, and I only have like one dwarf car, and it's busted. So
You can drive that one. Yeah, no, but no, it was good. He was giving away free passes and stuff like that. Nothing.
Nothing out of the realm.
Nothing over the top.
I gave a couple $1,000 sponsorships too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the fun part. He looks at me and goes, "Should I give away some money?" And I'm like, "As long as it's not mine." I don't care.
As long as it doesn't affect me, yeah.
No, he did it pretty cool though. We have door prizes, so we drew a door ticket, and that person didn't win the 1,000, but they got to pick the driver it went to.
But whoever won the ticket, I gave him $100.
Yeah.
Here's $100. Pay for the ticket or whatever. and
You
all
do
that
know
stuff.
you just set yourself up for the next 2 banquets, right?
No. Dude.
Yeah.
No, I heard Mike runs the Claremont
Yeah,
banquet.
Mike runs the Claremont.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
nothing to do
no,
with it.
no. You're the track owner, so
No,
I mean,
no. Oh yeah, that's right. Michaela Duval, Cole, what did she want again? She wanted something, and I said,
I remember
rock, paper,
this, but I don't
scissors,
remember
and
what
she
it was.
I
lost.
don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot what she wanted. She wanted something. I forgot what. It was kind of.
I wish I remember.
I can't remember either.
So who were your track champs and all that stuff?
Tyler Leary for the modifieds,
Okay.
Steve Miller Sr. for the 6-shooters. Here we go. You're going to put me on the spot, aren't you? So the champion for the pure stocks was Carlos Grenier, obviously. And what divisions am I? Super Streets, Justin Beecher. Ridge Runners was Callie Osborne.
Nice. They,
Oh, to race the Crown Vic.
Everybody was present and had a good
Oh,
time.
what
Yeah.
about, did you do the modifies?
Tyler
Yeah,
Lillard.
Tyler
Okay,
Leary.
all right,
Yep.
all right, make sure.
State champion, too, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe so.
Yep, believe so. So what do you got coming at Hudson this summer? We got anything new you can talk about yet?
Yeah. We are working on the date and working all the logistics out of it. But
Well, we don't know yet, so I wouldn't.
I'm just saying we're working on it. Nothing's set in stone. All right. They ain't watching anyways. No one's paying attention to you.
Yeah.
All right. It's not all about you. Okay. But we're working on having, what is it called? Little
Mania Midget
Wrestling.
Wrestling. And that's got Ben written all over it.
It's got Hudson Speedway written all over it.
He's gonna be the guy that picks up one of the athletes and like throws him 5 rows deep
Nice
into
job.
the
I like how you. Nice job,
Midget
Mike.
tossing.
Here we go. Okay.
Midget tossing.
Remember all that nice, cool stuff Mike just said? You wrecked it.
It's fine. Okay, that's my job.
Actually, we're gonna do that at Claremont this year too. I mean, it's something I put together about a month ago.
Yep.
And then we were talking with a guy today, and I hollered at John across the room and said, "Hey, what do you think?" And we're able to put the date together. So,
Working on
tickets
it.
for Claremont they are on sale. Tickets are on sale on the website if you so choose to. It's going to be Monday night, June 30th.
And Hudson's we're still working on because I gotta
Working
make
on the
sure
date.
that-
Just got to be sure
I
on
gotta
the
be
date.
sure that I can do it and everything. So
Just a reason to drive to Claremont on Monday night.
I mean, people ask us, what are we trying to do at the speedways to help generate income? We all know this, the racetracks need to generate income. I don't know. Is this going to work? Like I always say, you throw shit against the wall and see what sticks.
sticks.
or a midget.
Sometimes, yeah, whatever. Maybe we could have midget racing at the same time. We could have. But let's not go down that rabbit hole. That's.
Yeah, sorry, Skip's
Yeah.
tone is calling me.
He's like, I'm hearing about this.
We are working on it being televised, yes.
Yes, that is definitely something that Mark and I have already talked about. We'll see if it's something that we can do on
Being a Monday
pay-per-view.
night, we got to make sure we can get a crew. That's the only thing that we got to do.
Sumo.
Well, we only need like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
It's not like we need 8.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario,
my God.
we'll give little John a camera and he can go down there. He could be a camera guy. John says, "You keep fucking giving me all this shit to do."
I'm just imagining with all the athletes and then me with a T-shirt that says Little John.
Oh my God.
I'd love drive-in movie at Claremont. You got the spot for it. You got a perfect parking lot for it. And I
Yeah.
can watch it from my driveway.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
Yeah, but you won't pay, so you won't make any money.
I'm gonna go there, paint all your windows black.
There you go. You're gonna watch. You got to pay. So if people have ideas of what we can do, I mean within reasons, as long as the cities, we have all kinds of room to do all kinds of different shit.
We actually did drive-in movies at Lee.
It'd be awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was I would have done it entirely different than the way it was done, but
Yep.
I think something like that's pretty cool. I've always thrown around that idea, and I've never really had the time to look into the logistics, but just doing something like that in the back 40 at Lee,
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
it doesn't take too much.
What's going on at Claremont?
I don't know. What you want to talk about?
I don't know.
We
What's
got all
going
kinds
on?
of stuff going on. Registration's opened up this week. We have a bunch more to post. We post 1 or 2 a day, and so if you guys want to get your car registered, keep your number, and so forth and so on, registration is open.
Also open for Hudson and Lee as well as of today.
Oh, good, good. Working on schedule still, working on sponsors still. I can announce today that Casella Waste Systems have come on board to sponsor our championship night. Judd's Automotive came on board with our billboard program. Zulo Property Maintenance with its new owner Lane Lantis have come on board for a billboard sponsor. Anybody looking to get your name on the backstretch billboard wall, shoot me a message and we can make that happen. Still working on schedule. We added a second SMAC Super Modified event We actually gave the super streets a night off. I went through that when we added a smack race. I raced the shit out of the super streets all summer long at Claremont. So we're going to give them that night off. I think it's June 20th. So we'll give the super streets a night off, let them regroup a little bit, go race, race at Hudson, race at Lee. I don't even know if Lee's racing that weekend or not. I don't even know off the top of my head.
John would know. He
Yeah.
He memorized the schedule like nothing. I can barely remember. I did.
Yep,
5
Lee's
minutes
racing
ago.
that night.
Yeah, if they can get there on a Friday night, if we can get to Sunday, even our, not our sister track, but our track that we work closely with down in Monadnock on Saturday. I mean, we worked, Jeff Barrows and myself and John and Ben, we all worked really hard to keep our rules as close as we possibly could. So we got that done. Our outlaw class is again, thanks to Dave Luscord and Russ and the guys that have really beat the bush on that deal. That class continues to grow. If things go the way they go, we will have a solid starting field to kick that program off this spring. So things are looking good.
Food truck festival. That's what I'm being told.
The problem with the city of Claremont is with the food trucks, the city of Claremont requires every food truck to
Insurance.
have
Ansel.
Ansel. Has to
Ansel.
have. There's
Most of them do, don't they?
No,
You would think they would.
the state of New Hampshire.
Manchester,
I think
Claremont
yeah,
are the
I think
only
only
two.
two. There was
but
only-
the problem is that a lot of the towns now are following suit with that because that's
Yeah.
what they made me do at Hudson. I bought the trailer, and the first thing I was, where's the Ansel system? I'm like, well, I don't need one. He goes, no, you're not getting a permit until you get this. So there's another $5,000.
Yeah,
I had to put in
I
for an
would
Ansel
love to
system.
do a food truck festival.
We gotta get ones that have Ansel systems in them then.
Yeah, but
Come on, guys, let us know.
We tried that. I tried that a couple years ago when we were looking for vendors for
It's weird because they do them
one of
every
the
single
snow races.
on the Uptown. Every single weekend, they're all lined up in the middle of town. All the food trucks.
All the food trucks.
Well, there's like 7 or 8 of them that they line up. That they do that festival right in the middle of town a couple times a year.
Yeah, that's going to be people coming from a long ways away. Then
That's what I'm saying, Mike.
Yeah.
We got to bring people in.
yeah,
I love it.
but
He just wants food and movies.
yes, yeah,
Of course I do.
you know,
Mark will never leave.
yeah. I mean, that's so that's what we got going on right now. What else?
Got something going on at Lee, don't we? Got some new stuff you want to talk about over there?
Remind me of what you're trying to bring up.
I have no idea. We were just talking before we
Jesus
went live that we were going to discuss stuff that's going on at the
Nationals.
tracks.
Start pumping the nationals.
The gamble. Yeah, the gamble will be coming
gamble.
up.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's no longer called the National. It's called the Gamble.
I have been slipping up on that as well,
Yeah,
but
it's
it'll take
called
time.
the Gamble now.
What's a new name? It's going to be. You had all
Yeah.
that talk all last year about it.
No, looking forward to that. Hammering out the finalized stuff to get the race procedures and rules and stuff put out for that, and then we'll get the registration put out shortly after that. Should be probably this week.
One thing I wanted to add: the rules are on Claremont's page. The rules are posted for all divisions.
Yep.
All divisions are there. Race procedures were 99% finished up today. So Brian's going over He's going over it to make sure we didn't miss anything, and if there's any more adjustments within the next day or so, hopefully we'll have the race procedures up. Rules are posted. Are they on the? John's working on a couple things because couple things are a little different with the divisions that we run at each track. So he's working on that stuff.
Of course, the track phone decides to go off. It's probably
Is that what that was?
It's a spam call. That's all I get now. Spam calls.
So hopefully you'll have all your stuff up here within a week. I mean,
Yeah.
Listen, everybody except for the pro stock. Can I tell them what you're doing with the pro
Yeah.
stocks? Pro stock guys, just the Granite State rules they're all done. They'll be posted within a day or so. So if you just go to the Granite State site and look at the rules, those are the rules John's going to be using at Lee, including the same tire, the American Racer 83 and 84. So that's there.
It's going to be some adjustment for some people, but in the long run, I think that's the best move for that
Yeah.
class and in the area, not just for the racetrack.
Yep. I mean, it's all good. All good things
that to
coming
me after
along.
the-
Sure.
All good things coming.
I'm excited to see who signs up for the gamble this year because when we got a couple of those names last year, that was like, whoa.
Yep.
This is getting out there. I'm hoping maybe it lines up good again this year as well, where we can possibly get some of that stuff. So also YouTube, what's going on with YouTube? I had somebody ask me about that today.
I've actually had a couple people reach out already. It'll be up very, very soon. I have the second to last. You've been watching me. It's not as easy as I thought, but it's not going to be a for lack of better words, piece of shit video.
No, it's going to be really nice. Yeah. It's going to be really good. And I think once you get the YouTube channel up and going, you'll be able to do short, brief, snippets, whatever you want to call them. You know, so there's always fresh content.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't help. The first videos that we're doing are, you know, the snowball derby trip and the PRI
pretty
trip.
Big ones.
It's a lot, you know, and I'm just trying to learn, just so people can kind of look forward to what I have. My handheld camera, my GoPro going, and I've tied in some of the Flow Racing broadcast just for a corner peek, and now I have to time it all in sync.
Oh, yeah, that's never fun.
No.
So if it would come race season up here, you see John walking around with a GoPro on the bill of his cap or a GoPro on his chest. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's
He'll
just,
be on a video.
He's just getting content to go through to see what he's going to use and what he's going to not use.
90% of what I spent, probably 80% of the trip filming, and probably 80% of that film isn't even going to get used. It's going to get tossed out.
Yeah.
But
the camera's just on, and you know you never know what you're going to catch when you do that.
Nope.
But having them on like that, just like he said, you might catch something that you would have never expected.
That's right.
So it's even better.
Yeah. Justin Beecher, we got all kinds of good.
Oh yeah.
Good video clips that we can never use.
No. Oh, I used it.
Oh, you did use
you'll
it?
see
Oh,
it.
yeah. Okay.
I did it right.
Yeah.
I have a Justin Beecher-esque clip that involves him, just not him in it, that happened at Lee this summer, which I would love to put out at some point. I'll have to show you guys that later.
Okay.
People who are watching know about it right now. They're laughing to themselves at home.
To answer James DeCourcy's question, it is Dave Cameron. He is head tech of Hudson and Lee.
I thought it was Jimmy D.
Jimmy, I didn't see his resume.
I saw him post on Facebook. That means it's God honest truth, right?
Oh, I missed that.
It wasn't tech. It was something. It was something
gotcha.
funny. Some Jimmy D post. Something like, woo! Yeah.
Yeah. To the front. Now beat it.
That's right. Yeah.
This Friday night, though, we do have Lee USA Speedway's banquet going on at Four Oaks Country Club down in Drake-It. So anybody who had bought their tickets, just a reminder that it is Friday night. So I'm super excited to celebrate the champions down there this weekend as well. Everybody said the food, I've been seeing that online, that the food was really good. I walked through, and the lady goes, I'm like, I got steak tips. She goes, 1, 2, 3. And I was like, can I have 4? She's like, no, I'll get fired. I was like, oh, really?
I know. I walked through the entire line because it's lasagna and bread rolls and stuff, and I get all the way down. I'm like, I just want steak, and she gives me 3 little tiny pieces. I was like,
well, you're on a diet, right?
Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm not. Yeah, I'm like, what?
I like our place where we do it then. I don't limit the how much is it.
So the reason why they asked us, well, who's getting what? So we give them the information of who wants lasagna, who wants steak tips, or whatever.
So it's not. It was a buffet, but it wasn't a true buffet.
Except when the night before I got an email from her that said like, yeah, we don't actually need to count anymore. There's just going to be enough food for everyone to take whatever they want. And I was like,
so they screwed everyone out, and they only want to give everyone 3 steak tips.
And they weren't like 3 steak tip guys. They were like steak cubes. They were like that big, but they were delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else we got for big events? Let's
I mean, I got plenty to go through big events.
Well, no, I mean for traveling series,
Hi, Cody. Traveling series and stuff like that.
You got some Granite State stuff. I
got 3 Granite State races this year. Actually, I MRS.
Yeah. No, I couldn't remember if you had them or not.
Yes, I have MRS.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
MRS,
okay.
ISMA, SMAC.
Yeah. Some good things to look forward to.
Some really good things. Yeah. We're gonna have that 100-lapper in the middle of late July, 7:25. I think Granite State's coming.
Yeah.
So we'll have that 100-lapper. I was talking to Ben. We're gonna have the mid-season shootout that week. So we're gonna get custom wrap rifles.
Oh, nice.
For the awards, and I think
You're not gonna have bullets in them or anything.
No, they'll be there. I think what we're leaning towards is they're like either replicas or BB guns that look close enough. But we'll have them wrapped up nice and plaqued up for trophies, and then we will. I think we're gonna call it the what the hell was it? What did I say? Oh, the Iron Sights 100.
Yeah.
Where the Christ do you come up with all these names for these races?
I don't know. I think
good,
that's
though.
it's that announcer in me. You know what I mean? I get all those stupid words going through my head.
Do you want to? Are you at the point where you can discuss what you're doing with the Super Streets at Hudson as far as NASCAR and all that stuff, or are we there yet?
Yeah. So pretty much, what was it? So I had to make sure that I could allow Super Streets to be Division I because NASCAR's got this thing where, they don't want Division I guys to be beat out by a pure stock whatever.
And these cars are far from being street stocks.
Because when Brett came
to Claremont
to
that
Claremont,
time,
and I said, Brett, I gotta make Super Streets Division I at Hudson, or I'm gonna drop NASCAR. He goes, well, go look at one of those. You tell me what's a street stock about those things. He looked at him and goes, these are late models. He goes, these are limited late models. I said, well, that's what I want to make.
Was perfectly fine.
I want to make Division I. He goes, yeah, you're fine. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So Hudson Speedway, Super Street to be Division I.
I did talk to NASCAR this morning. So how the licensing is going to work? Did you and I talk about that?
We did. Yeah.
So if you're going to race at Hudson in your Super Streets, you have to buy a Division I license. Okay, so when you go to Lee or Claremont, you have to fill out a Division Charger license.
Yeah, but you don't
have to pay for it. But
that's if you buy a Division I.
Right. If you already have a Division I license, you don't have to buy a Charger license, but you have to fill the paperwork out so we can send that in, and then you will be eligible for Charger Series Division II points as well. If you do not have a Division I license, and you're a Claremont regular or a Lee regular, when you go to Hudson, you'll either have to upgrade to a Division I, or you can buy a $25 temp license for the day.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple. So that will all work. And then the Hudson guy is going to race, what, 3,500 for the track championship?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 3,500.
If this is kind of a long shot, but if someone wins the someone could win the regional championship,
the state championship in the Northeast region, which is 25 grand. So I mean, it's and I've had some people ask about Claremont. Well, modifieds, there's definitely still Division I at Claremont.
Pro stocks
and Pro stocks at Division I at Lee. So that's the way it's going to be for 2025.
Yep.
Out of all your events, Mike, which one are you looking forward to the most this coming season?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, I always, of course, I got a soft spot for Granite State, okay? But the MRS stuff is good. I'm looking forward to the SMAC 350s, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly sure. It's something new that we're trying. We really wanted to have a ISMA big block race, but we couldn't make it work this year, and we'll definitely try to do that again next year. And then our open modified race that we have, there's, then I just got thinking we're going to have the $5,000 to win Super Street race,
which is pretty cool.
Which is really cool. Ben and I talked about it, and Ben gave me the okay to do it, which I thank him and the Speedway for allowing us to do. But the Super Street guys support the shit out of us all the time. We've had some 50 lappers where it's 1,000 to win or something, but we felt that class needs what we call a premier annual event. Yep. And that's what we're going to try to build this as. It will be 100% based off our rules, but being brutally honest, we need everybody to be able to compete, to be able to have this type of an event and to build it bigger for the future. So there will be some options, some weight options. We're not going to get crazy. Some of the shit that some of the guys run, we're just going to say no. That's just the way it is. Okay. But we're working on the rules now. We'll have realistic things that guys that race other series or other places, but not all the way, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So
real quick, Kyle Templeton asked, what division for mini stocks at Claremont? Have you decided that yet?
I have not decided that yet.
Andrew Brusso said,
yes.
still going to have the special? Yes, the Choppy Baldwin's on.
Baldwin's still on the event.
And Bob will win something, he says.
No, he'll win. He says he'll win the state championship.
Oh, gotcha.
That would be the biggest Bob move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see that down at NASCAR. That'd be awesome.
Oh my God.
And we're working on another big modified crate 604 race at Claremont. Hopefully, we'll have that firmed up this week, and so that should be another good payday for those guys. And
Real quick look into your mind, because you always say that comment, let's throw some stuff against the wall and see what sticks. What in your head have you not done yet that you still in the back of your mind think, I think that could work?
I would love to have. I'm a big midweek race guy. I still think a solid midweek show will work. It's a matter of what.
Well, don't we have a Wednesday on here?
Yeah, no, that's a regular. You know,
Okay.
That's no, but I'm talking.
You're talking big show.
I'm talking a big modified race, a big 604 race, a big pro stock race, something that's over the top. And
That's interesting.
I go to so many dirt races. Everybody knows I like the dirt tracks. They race midweek all the freaking time, and the grandstands are always full. Yeah, I know it's dirt and so far. And right now,
Dirt's cool.
Everybody thinks dirt, for whatever reason, has way more fans than asphalt does, and I think that's a crock of shit. I think asphalt fans have just as many as the dirt does, but the dirt right now has way more coverage that you are able to see on Flow and Dirt Vision and that stuff. There's way more dirt for whatever reason. So yeah, that's maybe I don't know, a fender night, open wheel night, big blocks and midgets and dwarf car. I don't know. I mean,
ARCA cars.
cover the place with clay, run a 358 dirt mod race.
Jesus.
I'd love to do that. But, Brian's over here saying,
Cowan approves.
everybody knows I like dirt. But for us to do something like that at Claremont, you never financially could ever afford to do that. For a couple you'd have to, if you covered it for a month, you still wouldn't you could not afford the trucking to get the proper clay to cover the place up. I mean, but we'll see.
If you could do anything that you wanted to at Lee, a special event, what would it be? Kind of like Mike.
Oh, God. We could sit here for a couple hours, and I got some really fun stuff we could do, but I think if you gave me any budget and said run what you want, it'd be a big pro stock race and ISMA Super Modifieds.
A double header, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. And then it'd be probably a Ridge Runner race and a Crown Vic race, and
I'm excited to see the Crown Vics. That's probably one of the things I'm most excited for to see at the track, because just watching those couple that happened at Lee this year were awesome.
Well, at Lee especially, we brought, when did we bring them? At the Nationals weekend last year, we tried them, and I think we had 7 or 8 of them show up, but they all stayed on the same stretch.
Show.
And I was like, all right, that's something to work with.
Yeah.
And I was kind of scared they were going to blow up, but you can figure that out.
And now seeing that they're going to be there on a more consistent basis, I think a lot more people will be more apt to build them.
Craftsman trucks at Lee. Well, 1, I can't say I have not looked into that.
Yeah, we've looked into it.
And 2, it wouldn't make any sense to do that now when they're back at Loudon. So it just is what it is.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
that.
they're back at Loudon now.
Boo.
No,
Would've been
I
better
think
at
the
Lee.
only place, nowadays that you could do something like that, they'd probably be Stafford, Thompson, just seating-wise and capacity.
Yeah, because that's another thing. They won't, even if it was it was this much, we can make it work. They'll say, you don't have enough seating. We're not doing it. It's like, okay, cool, sweet.
One thing I want to say about Claremont too is, guys, take a look at the schedule. There's been some minor changes on some nights. Some divisions are racing. They've got moved. A couple races, the 6 shooters were gonna John and I were both racing the same night. And
I think it was May 30th and
yeah.
June
So
6th.
Claremont took 6 shooters off their schedule for those two nights, and so the Outlaws, I think I'm going to add them where you guys will have a doubleheader weekend. You'll race on Friday night, and then my MDP Motorsports Promotions night on Sunday of Labor Day weekend. I think I'm going to add you to that race, but I'll have that firmed up here in the next week or so to try to make that whole program work. And so just pay attention. Just what we posted. Everybody's in a uproar to get the schedule posted, so we get it posted as early as
And
possible.
then it's going to change.
Yeah.
You know, so but there's a lot of moving pieces to the puzzle. So over the next month, there definitely will be some changes a little bit. You know, nothing on the race dates, but some of the divisions might get moved around a little bit. So just pay attention to that.
We are also looking for people to join RaceDayTV as well. We're still looking for a couple more crew members, and I went through and made the tentative broadcast schedule the other day and have been working on that, trying to see what we can do and where, and we definitely are going to need some people because I sent it to some of the crew, and some of them that I need for Fridays can't make it. So we got to really try to figure out a couple new crew members this year. So if anybody's interested, reach out to me, send a message to anybody, and they'll get it to me.
Any of us, yeah.
Yep.
You know, back on our soapbox a little bit about help at the speedways. You know, sometimes when all of us, we all have bad weeks at the racetrack. Every racetrack in the world has a bad week, and people will get on us about help and so forth. Hey, help be part of the solution. You know, reach out. We're always looking for tech people. We're always looking for wrecker operators. We're always looking for concession help. We're always looking for safety, speedy ride guys.
Yep.
People to learn on the flag stand. People to learn to work in the tower. All that stuff. Be part of the solution. Reach out to John. Reach out to myself. Reach out to Ben. Reach out to Brian Callen. I mean, you know, reach out to anybody. We can definitely lead you in the right direction. If we're not in a position where we need what you want to do, I can about guarantee you we know somebody that is looking for something, you know. So.
Yep.
Speaking of Callan, I want to bring him up here for a minute. He had some
absolutely.
stuff going on with him this week, so I don't know. You want to?
Yeah. Okay.
When do you want to swap out with
All
him?
right, John's gonna swap out.
I'm sitting there the other night, looking. Actually, I think it was probably midday. Was it midday? I text you. I'm looking on Facebook and I see Brian Callen, now race director at White Mountain Motorsports Park. So I sent him a picture. I sent him a text. I was like, "Congratulations." He's like, "What? Did I miss something?" What? I'm like, sent him a screenshot. He's like, "Oh, thank you." And I was like, "Most underwhelming thank you ever." He's like, "What did I miss?"
It's just got to stay humble.
You've earned where you are in your place in motorsports.
I
So
appreciate that.
how did that come about?
I've worked for with Chris and Scott, or for Chris down at Thompson for the last few years. I worked with Scott Tapley for over a decade through Stafford and.
Damn, you're old, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
We
yeah,
all
I am.
are. Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, so just kind of lucky, right place, right time, that sort of thing. And they had talked to me through last year about adding in some dates and that sort of thing. And White Mountain came up as being available, and Chris kind of just pushed it my way. So I'm very thankful, very, very lucky, and I'll never. I've said it to you guys before. Like, I'm not the type of person to be like, "Yep, I deserve this. That's what I do." That's not me. So, I'm lucky to be able to keep on living the dream of that my dad put in front of me years and years ago.
How many years is this now that you've been involved in motorsports? Working at tracks.
I think this will be my 26th year, 26th or
crap,
27th year I'm starting.
Oh God, I'm trying to think how many years I've done it.
We don't have a calculator that goes that high.
I worked for Jim and Sherry at Claremont. 2008. Yeah, I don't even know.
Mine hasn't been consistent though.
No, I worked for Jim and Sherry for a couple of years, then took a couple of years off. Then I worked for Dennis for 3 or 4 years, and started Grand Estates thing, and then done. It's been a long time.
When I was a kid, I used to pick up trash at Claremont for Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got into high school, there was a guy named Bill Kimball who used to do scoring up in the tower, and I
He was a
in
math teacher, right?
Yeah, he was I was in a different program at the high school, and he was my teacher, and he's like, "You should come do this." So I went and did that for him, and my job was just writing down who went into the pits. Yeah. And it got me in the pits, you know. It got me pit pass and got me into the track, but it was wildly inconsistent, so it hasn't been all that many years that well either. You going to flag it all again this year? That's where your passion is, isn't it?
Yeah,
We might get him on the flag stand at Claremont a couple nights. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that I truly miss that. Now that I'm getting healthier again My knees are actually under me, and it's not as painful as it was for a couple years. Helps a lot. So I would definitely like to, where I can, get back on the flag stand here and there.
We're not losing you, though.
No.
Okay.
nope,
I just want to make sure people hear you go in White Mountains.
No.
I want to make sure that they hear that you're not leaving here as well. So.
No, actually, so I did a rough count the other day. I think I have 85 dates between the 5 tracks.
I had 59. So you got me beat. Man. You were like, I'm going to slow down a little bit, is what you told me like 2 years ago, and you just doubled down and decided to double it.
I'm just.
You want to do some? You can do some flags stuff on the flag stand in Granite State if you want to. We can add some of those.
Oh, that's
in.
right. He's not coming back.
No, Bobby is coming.
He
back.
is?
Yeah,
He
he's
is?
coming
Okay.
back to Granite State.
Not Claremont, though.
No, he's not coming back to Claremont.
I liked him. He was such a
Bobby's
cool guy.
a great guy. Yeah, we'll see him in Florida in a couple weeks. But if you want to get up on the flag stand every now and then, you just reach out. Well, maybe we'll take you to Chartier with us.
I've flagged there before. It's a entertaining track. It's an entertaining venue.
It's Canada. It's
yeah,
always
it is.
entertaining.
Yes.
How many different places have you flagged at?
I'm
A shit ton.
I'm not even sure. I don't think I've ever. I have not flagged at Speedway 95.
Okay, we can
He
take
can
care
take care of that.
I haven't flagged at Wiscasset.
Wow.
I like Wiscasset.
And I never got a chance to flag at Beach Ridge, but I think that's all the ones in New England that I haven't.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I was lucky enough to do Devil's Bowl when
Sure.
it was pavement.
Yep.
For ACT a couple times. So that's and actually Granite State.
You did at Granite State, yeah. We were in Granite State there, yeah. That's right.
So I've been up there a couple times. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely a large number. I'd have to sit down and figure that out.
Now, for somebody who's interested in getting into flagging, how do you even go about that? I see the little kids up front that do their little flagging and stuff like that every single
step
week.
number one.
Yeah, that's how a lot of them start. I was actually going into, I think it was the first date of '98 at Lee. It was between my dad and a conversation between my dad and Pete Watson, that they were sitting there going back and forth. Yeah, Brian can do it. No, he can't. No, yeah, he can. He can go up there. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And that was the very first day that I flagged. So just one of those, like, being in the right place at the right time helped. But honestly, it's really just reaching out to the people that are around, and I'm always happy to give whatever direction helpful hints.
It's kind of an artwork at this point. It's not just throwing flags. You have a style, and everybody. I can always tell it's you whenever I would see it on Flow, because the way you wave your flags, the way you stand up there, it's always different.
Yeah, everybody has their own little niche per se. I'll be the first one to say I hate watching a lazy flagman. You're there to put on a show as well.
You're part of the show.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You want to be
Absolutely.
classy about it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I always wanted through every season, I would get to the end of the season, and John Holland and the guys from Sunoco would always yell at me because I would always request new Sunoco flags at the beginning of the next season, because one of my things is finding somebody that hasn't ever won before that got a win that season, and I will give them a checker flag, or I'll turn around and give it to one of the kids in the stands and stuff, because that's what brings people back.
Yeah.
Those little things.
Well, we did that flag for Cam here. We all
Sure.
signed it for him, and he loved that thing.
Yeah,
that day.
Cam's great. He's always back there yelling and everything, so that was always fun.
Hey, I think next year, if you get on the flag stand, we need to get you in a tux or something, a suit or a tux. Something real. Back in the day, I remember.
It was always whites.
It was always white.
Yeah, you always had to-
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, let's do that.
It's not going to be wheelie.
You could fit in that too.
I might have to put on weight just so that I can't fit in it.
No, I wanted to reach out and congratulate you too, as far as
Thank you.
going up to White Mountain. So that's really cool. Now, is Scott stepping back some, or I know he's got so much going on. I don't know how he did what he did, anyways.
Yeah, I think it really had more to do with just too many conflicts with different dates and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So just from a consistency standpoint, Scott's not going anywhere.
Scott's a good dude.
Yeah. I am very thankful for the friendship that I have with Scott, and between you all and Scott and stuff. After my father passed, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do or where I really fit in after that. And it helped to have a lot of friends around to sort of continue to push to stay around and that sort of thing.
Scott's a guy I've actually never met. I've walked by him. I know who he is, but I've never actually said hi to him or know even
He's
who
the guy
he is.
When it's 75 degrees out, he still has a jacket on and his winter hat.
Yes.
When it's 75 degrees out.
Scott he's a very serious guy. I mean, this is his job. This is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been around quite a while. I don't think I know anybody that's more knowledgeable.
And passionate for what he does,
Yeah.
for sure.
The amount of knowledge that he has just in
Scott Tapley, that's who we're talking
Scott
about.
Tapley. Just the amount of knowledge that he has just in building cars alone is phenomenal.
Has he ever raced?
He actually was a car chief for Matt Kobelik.
Okay.
Back in the Busch North days and that sort of thing. So.
Excellent. What are you most looking forward to this year? You got a new challenge coming up at White Mountains. You got a whole another group of drivers that you haven't had to deal with before. So
yeah, it's
how do you approach that?
It's really just learning their system. How they going in, finding out their day to day. As I came up to Claremont last year, it was really learning the different procedures that the different tracks go into. So you just kind of have to go in with an open mind, and I take a lot of notes from the management team and that sort of stuff. Cale King from ACT gives me a lot of information. Chris and Scott as well. Just really go in with a fresh notebook and start saying, all right, this is where my weak points are. This is where the strong points are for the different areas, and kind of
calling a race is the easy part.
It's
actual calling the race is the easy part. It's just for me doing that for the last however long, going to different racetracks. Once you're in the tower, the calling the race is the easy part.
Yeah, because you just fall back on your history.
It's building the relationship and getting to know your competitors and knowing what they expect from you and what you expect from them. That's the building part. That's that's the hard part.
Yep, absolutely.
Queue up you guys who we got quite a few in there watching. So questions you have for any of us here, I mean, now's a perfect time. Suggestions you have for the track this coming season, always looking forward to that stuff as well. So
the one thing I will say is I actually I sent John a text while you all were talking, and I want to make sure that it's not BB guns because I'd rather not get shot at.
I was thinking that as well. I can imagine right now a call. You get a call from the Lee police. He's like, "So we confiscated a Lee BB gun that took out some windows. We'd like to speak to you about that."
Yeah.
I can say that the guys on the Granite State side, we're going to do our banquet Saturday, April 5th. Yeah, I think it's April 5th at Celio's Farmhouse Italian Restaurant.
Oh, you remembered it?
And yeah, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right.
That reminded me. I'm in the other room doing stuff.
New Hampshire.
It reminded me of that day that me and John were sitting here. Ben came. He's like, "Do you remember my email password?" Mike comes in today. He's like, "What's that name of that restaurant in Candia that I'm having my banquet at?" And everyone's like,
And they all look at me like I'm dumb. It's in Candia. I didn't say Candia. I don't know, man.
Canada.
Yeah, you know.
Bob, does anybody miss me
the
yet?
night before we opened at Lee. And
why you gotta do that to me?
well, no, but the thing is, we can't start a motor till noon. So if somebody had a few cocktails, we're fine. I mean, but
Well, why you gotta do this to me?
no, we're not going to do it. We're going to do it April 5th
right, you better
instead. I was thinking for the simple fact the guys that travel, they'd already be in the area. So,
Yeah.
but we'll do it April 5th and move on to the next one.
Nice.
Yeah, somebody actually reached out to me the other day. Hey, am I going to see you at the Hudson banquet? I'm like, no. For whatever reason, I don't do banquets. It was one of
I
those
don't
things.
do them either, but I have to get drunk and I have to
Give
be
stuff
there.
away.
Ben's exact line was, if you guys really want me to give away really cool stuff, this needs to be full all night long, is exactly how he said
Five
it.
of them showed up. Like, oh, shit. All right.
Well, you opened it up, man.
You almost got roped into something by Katie Buxton, too, because she starts like 5, and he's like, yeah, no, wait, what? No, 1. 1.
Yeah.
That was pretty slick of her trying to throw that out there,
Yeah.
too.
Well, and then what was it? Carlos Grant? No, Hope Granier got the sponsorship.
I was outside during that.
And I go, Hope, I know who this is going to do. She's like, well, can I split? I'm like, yeah, sure. She goes, yeah, I'll do 800 to Carlos and 800 to Dave. I go, I'm drunk.
She can't add?
I go, it's 500. She goes, well, how about 6? I go, it's 5. 500, okay?
And if you keep going, it'll be 300.
Yeah.
That's what you needed to tell her. Yeah, that's
So, also for the waffle I'm doing for the 602.
That's right.
Crate Engine, I actually dropped the per spot down. It's $40 per spot, but I'm doing 100 spots just trying to get.
okay. So fill us in on the motor. It's a used 602,
It's a used 602. It's from
bottle cap sealed.
bottle cap seals from 21. It's got fresh valve springs in it. No, we did not confiscate it because everyone thinks we confiscated it for some weird reason. Cole had my dwarf car that he liked, so I said, "Look, I'll give you the dwarf car."
You swapped it.
We swapped it because, in my opinion, it's easier to store an engine than it is a damn dwarf car. It takes up less room. And then he raffled the dwarf car off and then whatever. But so
Where can people find the purchase information for the tickets?
it's going to be
right on the Hudson page.
Right
On the Hudson page.
And it's shared on the Claremont and on the Lee page as well.
And the reason why it's on the Speedway page because I don't have Facebook, so I cannot post
So
it on
how do they pay? Are they paying you?
Venmo or cash, one or the other.
Okay, so on the thing on the
Yep,
I
it has
haven't even
Ben's
looked at
email
it.
address.
You email me.
Does it have your Venmo on there too? So
No,
they
I
can
send
just
it.
you send them your
so
Venmo.
You
Okay.
just shoot me an email saying, "Hey, I'd like a spot." Blah blah blah.
And you'll send them
I'll
the-
send
your
you the
Venmo.
You tell me what numbers you want, and then as soon as I receive the payment, it goes on the list.
Cool.
So, and I'll probably do a few more waffles later on in the year for like I said, I got too many goddamn Crown Vics, so I'll probably be waffling off a couple of those, and maybe even
Hey,
a dwarf
the
car.
guy you told me today, the guy at Legion is selling off.
Yeah, he's got a couple.
Did you buy him yet?
No, I did not.
Are you done buying them, or are you going to buy some more?
I would keep buying it if I could, but the problem is that why in the hell do I have so many?
You're building
Why
the
not?
division. You're trying to help build the division.
I am.
Should we just mention the dwarf cars? 'Cause since that was announced, should we mention that on here?
So I no longer own the Dwarf Car series. I sold it to Mr. Ryan Lawless and his lovely wife, Amy Lawless, who are now taking over the division. Pretty much Ryan ran it all this year anyway, just because I was busy with the track and my newborn son and everything. So I made a joke. I go, yeah, you want to buy it? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't think that was going to work, but whatever. So we worked on a deal. He, he's making payments to me and all that stuff. So he owns it. He owns everything outright. Well, not outright, but he owns
it.
He owns it.
He's
so,
moving forward with it.
Yeah. And Ryan's got a lot of great ideas. And now that he can solely
focus on it. Yeah.
then that's what I want. I wanted someone, if someone were to buy it, I want them to spend their time on that and nothing but that. But
He loves that series.
he loves that
does,
division.
yeah.
And it's funny because when he was running it for me pretty much, and he goes, hey, Ben, I know it's some money, but can I get this tool? It'll check this and this. I go, how much is it? I'm thinking like $1,000. Oh, it's like $20. I'm like, just get it.
Just get it.
I'll pay you the $20.
Yeah.
So,
Good at running the series, bad at ordering crowns.
Yes. Yes, we will. Yes, please. Don't order.
Somebody, who was that? It was just, I can only see two. Who was asking about the Enduro?
Aaron Kenny said, will 4, 6, and 8 be run together at the Snow Enduro if low car count? Debating bringing multiple cars.
Aaron, as long as there's snow, the 4, 6, and 8s will all
pretty
run
much
together.
How the snow enduro works is if there's no snow, it goes back to regular enduro. If there is snow, it goes by 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and then obviously the side-by-sides if
Right.
there's enough snow.
Yeah.
So, and then if it's 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, I don't care what cylinder it is as long as
And the 4, 6s, and 8s, 2-wheel drives, they all race together.
they all race together.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, I'd sell a Vic if someone was interested in it. Pretty much, I could sell you one that doesn't have a cage in it. I could sell you one that has a cage in it. And I could sell
You got to read. It says, "Would you sell a race-ready?"
Yep, that's what he just said. He would sell it either way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd sell it any way you want because I got some that are race ready. I got some that are just.
What's one of those go for with a cage in them? I'm just curious. Those are fun.
If I don't send the cage out to be done, or if I do the cage in house, it depends. I mean, you're probably looking at. I don't know, probably.
Aaron, you're
Probably
right. We're praying for snow as well, bud.
I didn't see much in the forecast.
Nah, I know. Well, we still got
Still got a few weeks.
a month, a solid month, 6
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it always is.
Yeah.
No, that's all that I got. You guys got anything else? We did roll out a few minutes early, so.
I don't know.
There was a previous comment on there from Aaron Perkins around the hippos at Lee.
Yep. I'm going to roll back and see if I can.
Yeah, I know where it was.
Yeah, personally, as much as we want to be able to,
They'd have to have full roll cages on that.
Yeah.
'cause-
What did you want to do?
just being able to run them at Lee.
On a regular basis?
Or
period.
It's just
Or
some
period.
races, but the problem is that if they don't have a cage,
No.
you can-
That's
so. Well, here's the thing: you can get away with it at Hudson because you're not going as fast.
Right.
Lee, you're gaining speed.
Yeah.
Those things will probably fly there.
And you know what? That's all you need is to get spun out and get door slammed. And
So-
you don't need that.
You know, even at Claremont, when we ran them at Claremont, which we're going to do it again, but with that being said, we're the same thing. It's almost a case where if you're going to run the hippos,
Well, if any, Claremont's on the verge of
is
that.
on the verge. You know, it's almost as these guys race them a little bit more, they're only going to get faster.
Perkins, there's no enduros at Lee.
You know,
We don't run enduros at Lee, so that's another reason why they don't have cages.
Yeah, just safety wise, that makes me extremely nervous, especially after what we saw at Hudson.
sure. In the fall.
In the fall. So
Yeah.
just keeping.
Ben, now do they have to have? Do you still require just a rollover bar in those?
Well, because I didn't think the hippos. I knew the hippos are going to be popular, but I didn't think they're going to be this popular. So yeah, we just still require a roll bar in it because my main concern is we had that one SUV rollover at Hudson,
Sure.
and I don't know how the hell the lady driving it didn't get hurt. I mean, literally, it was a like a S10 Extreme. You know, they're like 6.5 feet tall. It shrunk down to 3.5 because it rolled over so many times. And I'm just like, holy crap! And she got out. She crawled out the back window. How, I don't know. But that's the only
I
thing.
still got that video.
That just scares the crap out of me.
Is the hippos? Is that something that you've thought about having them put some sort of cage in other than just a rollover bar?
Some guys actually have cages in them.
Yeah, which is highly recommended for
so
sure.
The thing that I was just worried about is that a rollover bar isn't that much money to put into.
Right.
Someone puts a cage in and then the motor blows up. A lot of guys are like, what, this is only a $500 car. I'm not wasting my time on this thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to keep the cost down a little bit, but if we were to bring them to Lee or another bigger track, you'd have to have a cage.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that you know what?
You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
I don't want to see anyone get hurt.
That's-
I have a conscience. I don't want to see anyone get hurt.
And that's why I wanted to bring back up what Adam had posted there because it didn't want to think that it's just being blown
ignored.
off.
Yeah.
But
I honestly didn't see it.
yeah, it was actually while I was still sitting over on the side. So it was like I wanted to make sure that we brought it up just because we don't want to see anybody get hurt. Like Mike said,
Right.
it's
That's
just
Just so
That's
people
what
know,
scares me.
when you do say something and we don't see it, that once the comments scroll, unless we go looking for them, we don't see them. So I have to kind of scroll
It only shows
back.
like 8 at a time.
Yeah. Like my screen over here
His only shows two.
So
Me and Ben get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 comments. And if they're longer ones, we get like 4.
And Provost, right, some of those don't have frames.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just crush.
Yeah.
A lot of these vans weren't made to
race.
They weren't made to race, and they're not full frame cars. But
yes, Bob.
Chris Quinn was sitting right next to me at the banquet, and Bob kept texting him the entire thing. Like, people miss me, people asking about me, what's going on. I was like, what is going on with this guy?
So, Bob Williams, you're going to be a big Super Street racer now. I do expect to see you at Claremont from time to time if you think you can compete. Just saying.
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can either, but that's just me.
He's trying to get out of that as cheap as possible.
He's racing the wrong division.
Well, I told him, I go, Bob, I have a mint. Before I was gonna waffle, I said I got a mint 602 that'd be perfect for you. Cause no, I got that motor over there for free from what's his name. I go,
Oh boy.
oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I know. That's why. Trust me, he probably got it for free and got some great biggest motor, whatever. It's like holy shit.
The biggest.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to give my helmet to Greg Emerson over at Night Owl. I told him my fire suit is my new fire suit's it's like an orange jumpsuit you see in a prison.
Like prisoner suit. Did you get all the stuff to them to get that done?
It's already been done. It's already
Oh,
you'll
cool.
be here soon.
Nice.
So
Did you get a preview of it yet?
Oh,
Yeah, nice.
Ben, I sent it to Ben while he was at Bob's, and he's
so-
like, "Check out this cool thing." And Bob's like,
traffic cone.
he said, "What are you trying to be, a traffic cone?"
So I tell Greg what my suit is. He goes, "Oh, I got an idea. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Right.
It's gonna be cool.
I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the helmet, and whenever I can. Just Greg, let me know when you want it or whatever, and I can send it to you. Or I can drop it off to you. Just let me know.
Bob says it's just a hobby. He doesn't want to put money in it. And then
You picked the wrong
Pure Stock
division.
have like 40 grand in it at one point or something.
Super Street, not Super Street.
His mini
stock.
Mini stock. Yeah.
Bob, if you wanted something for a hobby, you should have got a Crown Vic, and you've raced those before. So that's what I would have done.
Too many cylinders.
It's true. Yeah. But his Super Street's got unless he's got a plug to shut off like half the cylinder or something.
Well, that's all I got. Well, guys, gonna have a fun week ahead of us. We got the Lee USA Speedway Banquet this Friday night, 7 p.m. at Four Oaks Country Club down in Drake. Everybody that came, there's a lot of those people are still coming back again this week that came to the last one. So look forward to seeing everybody there, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday night. Have a good one, guys.
Later.
See ya.
See ya.
Like,